Jenna here with Thunderbird Handcrafted with another voiceovered video because over the holidays I recorded videos and didn't have my sound set properly. So, welcome to my channel. This is Genevieve with Thunderbird Handcrafted, and today I am going to be sharing my 2026 project. I gifted myself the Cutterpillar GLOW. This, I think it's the classic. It's not the pro version. I didn't feel like I was at that level, but I gifted this for myself because I want to do FPP this year. And if you're not familiar with FPP, it is, if you're not down with FPP, again, I'm an ex-ennial. If you're not down with FPP, it is foundation paper piecing. And I am so excited to start sharing this here on my channel with you all and learning it. Like, this is literally me learning FPP while all of you learn it. Or maybe you already know it and you can share some helpful tips. But I ordered this Cutterpillar GLOW because right there you'll see behind me where I have the plug sitting is where I have like my little ironing station next to my domestic machine, my Bernina 475QE. And I thought, since you can get the glass top, I could just set up the Cutterpillar, put the glass top there, and I would still have my little ironing station, but I would also have a light for FPP. And being the 45-year-old that I am, almost, here coming in February, and now with my bifocals, the Nana eyes definitely need the light to sew anywhere past 3 p.m. So I'm very excited, and you can see as this video goes on, it is getting dark and I'm still sewing, which is quite exciting for me. So just that alone, I'm going to give the Cutterpillar a shining review, because normally I can't sew into the evening because there's not enough light around me. My husband makes fun of me because there's not enough light, and we do live in an old farmhouse, so adding more lights is literally just adding more lights without having to do some type of renovations. So I'm plugging this together and getting ready to use it. So let's dive in. And if you're new here, I'm not normally doing voiceovers, but I do think it's kind of uniquely me. So maybe we're going to see more of them here. Again, my name is Genevieve, and this is my channel, Thunderbird Handcrafted, and I'm so happy that you are here. Please give me a like, a share, a comment below, and I try to put as much as possible in the details, so if you're looking for something, you're able to find it there. I also bought myself the Cutterpillar circle swivel cutter. I haven't used it yet. I just got it out here because I wasn't sure if I was going to use it or not. But I feel like now, after doing several FPP patterns, that I actually will really love this. So I'm not going to share this today, but I did get it extra. I also got a mini Cutterpillar that I think I'm going to do a giveaway for. So if you're watching this, make sure you're subscribed over on my Instagram, that you're following me there, because that's most likely where I'll do that giveaway. My whole goal for this video was really just kind of a run through of me doing an FPP pattern. And kind of sharing with you like what my setup was when I did my first FPP versus my setup now that I have a Cutterpillar. This is me just kind of sharing that I had this felt mat. That's what I primarily used, but it was really difficult for me to see the actual markings on the FPP pattern. So that's why I decided to bite the bullet and grab a Cutterpillar during the holidays when they had their deals for their bundles. So that's where we're at. So what I'm going to share here is my first FPP patterns that I did. And what I want to tell you is I started out very simple. I started with the quiet play patterns. I learned about them through a mutual friend who does FPP. And I started with the log cabin quiet play pattern because it's the simplest one there. And I'm sure there's quilters out there saying, oh, you don't need an FPP to do this. I did. If you've seen any of my past quilting expeditions, you know that quilting for me is a task. I don't know if it's my brain doesn't want to wrap itself around the cutting of it, the measuring of the pieces, but I have found FPP to be the cure for that and allows me to feel like a quilter, even if it's a foundation paper piece quilter and not a traditional quilter, and that is okay. So that is what I started with, was the log cabin. What's nice about the quiet play patterns, and I think most FPP patterns, you get a variety of sizes of squares. And so I started with an 8-inch, which I think I share here, and then I moved up to the 10-inch because I wanted to use my 5-inch charm squares from the handcrafted post. Which, if you're not familiar with the handcrafted post, that is my monthly creative snail mail club. And so Evie the Owl was our December 5-inch charm square. So now what you're going to see me do is I'm actually going to be sewing my second FPP pattern. I actually got this from Quiet Play as well. This is their envelope pattern. And I'll put the links to both patterns in the details for you. But I'm going to be sewing this pattern for the first time all the way through here and using my Cutterpillar mat. So definitely there were some mistakes happened, but that's all part of learning. So I hope in following me along with this, you can learn as well. And I plan on doing more of these tutorials / sew throughs, FPP, follow alongs, whatever we want to call them in the new year. I plan to do one a month because I really enjoy it, and I think you will really enjoy it too. And if you love my dyed fabrics, as you can see, my dyed fabrics look gorgeous in FPP. And so definitely take advantage of our dyed fabric drops. If you've been hoarding dyed fabric, I know who you are. Now is when we're going to make those dyed fabrics shine. I've been dyeing fabrics now for 4 years, and releasing them. They release the 10th of every month. Make sure that you are signed up for our email alerts or join my Patreon, and our cozy creatives receive 1 hour early access to those dyed fabric drops, because all my dyed fabric is just made with my 2 hands, and they're limited batches. So with that being said, let's create a lovely little letter envelope in celebration of the first month of the handcrafted post for the new year, and stitch it with me. I decided to do the 8-inch of the love letter. I wish I would have done the 10-inch because I had done the 10-inch in the log cabin, and I was thinking I'd piece all of these together. But basically what I did at the end is I just added an extra border. So you'll probably see me do that. I added an extra 1-inch border all the way around my love letter to make it the same size. So if I decide I want to piece all these together at the end of the year, they'll all be the same size. So think about that before you start, of like exactly what size you want to make if you plan on piecing everything together at the end. Let's talk about fabric choices. So this was something that I really didn't do on the first one, on the log cabin one. I just kind of pulled some different colors. But with the love letter, you kind of need to look at each different section and what each section colorway potentially should be, right? So I had to go and I kind of looked at my fabrics. I had pulled 2 dyed fabrics, and then I pulled our fat quarters from January, our heritage fat quarters that are the June bug designs with the goosey. And I also had a caramel colored dyed fabric that I pulled that was from last November time frame, and I basically looked at my pattern piece. This here was in 2 parts, which was different than the log cabin as well, which made me a little nervous. But this can really help you in the long run. At least, I mean, this is my tip from me to you, is before I even started, I went and I looked at what colors was I going to use in each different part, and I labeled them on my pattern piece. You also, for your stitch length, when you're doing FPP, I brought my stitch length down to 1.5 because you want it to be small enough that when you sew over your paper, I'm just using standard printer paper, that you're able to rip that paper off and not pull your stitches. So I did 1.5 on my sewing machine. So again, decide what colors you're going to use for each different area of your love letter, and then I labeled them for myself, and then got my stitch length at the right place. So that's my starting point. Now we're going to get to the sewing part. So once you have all your areas labeled, okay, with what colors, now you're going to clip off pieces of fabric, and you want them to be the right size. If you want an actual tutorial on how to do FPP, I can make that for us, and I'll work on that. But I really learned how to do this by watching a few other simple, quick tutorials here on YouTube. I'll link those down below. I watched the one from Quiet Play. I watched the one from Little Green Bean. I watched a few of them, and it really isn't that difficult to pick up. It's really a little bit of thought, not as much thought as cutting a quilt pattern. But you are cutting pieces of your fabric in different shapes and sizes, so it's a great scrappy thing, but also for dyed fabric, just to get you used to cutting it and using it, because I know so many of you choose not to cut your dyed fabric because you're so worried about not using it at the right place at the right time. No matter what, your dyed fabric is going to look gorgeous on your FPP. Just wait till you see this piece finished. So a little update on the Cutterpillar matte light board. So I absolutely love the glass plate. One thing, make sure you don't cut on top of the glass plate. It will dull your rotary cutter immediately. Don't ask me how I know. Also, the one thing I don't really love about it, and I don't know necessarily if I was supposed to keep them on or not, but you see the little green corner things? They just kept falling off. So I eventually just stuck them in a drawer. I don't have them there anymore. But it works great. Some people are weirded out by ironing on the glass. I actually really liked it for the FPP in general. I also love the light of the mat. You can see it is dark outside and I am still sewing. And so I really feel like I got through this whole project being able to see not just what I was sewing, but also what I was trying to do, which was so helpful. All right, now for the satisfying part. You get to rip the paper off your finished FPP pattern block. I wish there was sound on this part of the video because it truly is super satisfying, and I feel like there's nothing quite like calming your feminine rage like something like this, and I feel you need to do it at least once to see if it helps you in that regard, because it definitely helps me to calm the feminine rage and the quiet screams. So this is just taking all that paper off the back, and then you're wanting to iron it one more time. Once you do that, double check all of your seams. When you're first starting, I found this about myself, is that I was afraid to like trim down my seams each time, so I actually had thicker seams in certain areas than what I needed. So I highly recommend just kind of looking over all your seams. Is there any areas that you can clip down a little bit? Because that is something you want to do as you go. And yeah, so that's my finished piece. I'm just trimming up some of my edges here, making sure that everything looks square. So I hope you enjoyed this little follow through of me sewing my second FPP pattern. I hope that you'll join me each month to try it with me, and I would love if you would like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I am not the most technology savvy person. I am an Xennial, so I am in the generation of the in-between analog and digital generations, so I try my best, but I do love sharing my crafty life with you all, and hope that you will join me in that. I love this little love letter block. I highly suggest giving it a try. This little heart was definitely something I felt challenged by and was nervous about, but it came out so good. And so I really encourage you, try the log cabin first if you're nervous, and then give the love letter one a try from Quiet Play. It definitely wasn't as hard as what I thought it was going to be. So again, like, subscribe, share with me your FPP, tag me over on Instagram. I would love to see it if you know of other places for us to find FPP patterns. And if you want some crafty inspiration each month, then you want to join my monthly Cozy Crafty Snail Mail Club. It's called the Handcrafted Post. The theme for 2026 is Spice Houses. We had exclusive designs created just for us from Eve Anderson Draws. And every month you get 2 5-inch charm squares. One that's fully colored, that has a color challenge behind it, and another one that is on a gray scale that you can use for embroidery. You could color it, you could decoupage it, you could do whatever. It's really meant for us to play and get creative again. So definitely check out the Handcrafted Post. You can find it over on my website. We have a monthly subscription. It's less than 2 coffees, and it's a analog way to build community in 2026. I'm so excited to be sharing it with you all, and can't wait to dive into more FPP with our 5-inch charm squares.